quitting Honkai Star Rail, guys. He just posted a video called "That's All, Folks." Guys, it is Braxaphone is officially quitting Honkai Star Rail for good. I don't care if you put it in the comment section down below that, oh, he's not quitting, guys. He is quitting Honkai Star Rail and just Hoyoverse titles in general. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna be reacting to "That's All, Folks," giving my insight on whether he's quitting or not, seeing if he's actually quitting the game or not, because I'm assuming he's gonna be quitting, or at least probably maybe from like making certain type of videos on the game or something like that. Maybe just doing more commentary as videos, something like that. I saw him in stream the other day talking about it. So yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and see why Braxaphone is quitting Honkai Star Rail. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
You guys are
bro's wearing the goon glove right now.
About to hear something from me that I think many of you are not going to like. And
I don't know about you guys, but hey, anything that makes a content creator happier, if it's making your content creator happier, then I think you should go with it, right? I know you might be disappointed that the content creators like leaving the game or might be quitting the game that you love so much and you've watched them for so many years for, but genuinely, why form these parasocial relations just to be like, oh, I need my gacha creator to play this game forever, I need my creator to play this game forever? Why don't you just support the creator like you should support them? You know, if you really enjoyed that creator that much and are getting this butthurt about it, support them. Obviously, you liked it if you're getting these fucking butthurt about it. Support them in their future endeavors, you know? Everyone moves on, everyone changes. I
want to preface the video with this because, to me, this is one of those, like, oh, brace for impact moments.
Oh.
Like, I know that there's going to be a crazy response to this, but I think this is pretty big news.
My Nick Caro came out.
Addressing quite a few things, including how I feel about the games that I've been playing, where we are, where we're going, and contracts and more. So, let's
contracts, Hoyo contracts. Actually, I might have a little bit of a story for you guys for Hoyo contracts, because I have gotten offered not necessarily like full Hoyo contracts, but sponsorships from Hoyoverse, and they are scuffed. They are scuffed. No money involved, by the way. To preface it with that, they're definitely not offering money. I'll tell you what the contracts are if he talks about them later, though.
You know, a lot of really great games have released over the past year, and even beyond that. We've had so many great games released.
Yeah, we have. It's been a great year of games.
Obscure, the Oblivion remaster, Metaphor Refantasio, Monster Hunter Wilds.
And let me tell you guys, I have downloaded every single one of those games, played about 20 minutes to an hour of every one of those games, and then sucked back into the rabbit hole of editing a video, and then never touching those video games again. Absolutely fucking Pog champion. I have such a backlog of games, it is unreal. I am getting Donkey Kong Bonanza tomorrow as of recording this video. I don't know when this video will be out. Probably in like a day from probably tomorrow or the day Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Absolutely cooked on that aspect there, but let's continue here, guys.
Awakening, there's so many other games that have come out in that time too, and so many like fun group games, party games with friends. Others.
Also, I do want to say one more thing. Sorry for cutting Brax off again there, guys, and I know I'm yapping a lot, but he did talk about this the other day. I was watching one of his streams, and he was talking about, you know, not having time to play these games and like taking a break from guide content because the content's kind of enveloping or fully enveloping you to make you want to make that guide content make money or whatever, right? Or make the guide content or the content you do on your channel, right? Versus like the content you don't do on your channel, which is like the games you play off stream, because then that starts to feel like a job as well. Same thing for me when I stream. When I started streaming Yakuza, now I feel obligated to stream Yakuza, even though I'm streaming with like 5 or 6 people. If you guys want to check out the stream, twitch.tv/you can't see me. I also stream on YouTube as well, so make sure to check out both of those there. But anyways, outside of that, I can definitely understand the aspect of like cutting down on videos or even quality of videos, because I feel like people nowadays don't even care that much about the like, oh, massively edited quality of videos. I think they much prefer like a personal feel like this right here, of, you know, content creator to viewer to reacting to a video and giving their thoughts on a video, or giving their thoughts on a build, or going quickly over a build versus like shit going all over the screen like normal, right? Or how it used to be. Anyways,
player games, and there's even more like amazing indie titles out there that are getting way less coverage. And I'm gonna be real with you guys, I haven't played any of them.
Yeah.
Well, except for Monster Hunter Wilds, I did play that quite a bit. I enjoyed it, but I haven't played any of the new content on that. I got 1 hour into Oblivion, the remaster. I got like 45 minutes into Dune Awakening. I haven't even opened Clair Obscur. And there's so many more games than that. And I've realized over the past little bit that I just really miss playing real games. And so I begin to ask myself, why? Why am I...
Okay, So I think gotcha games are still real games, guys. I think they're a different genre of game, that's for sure. Like, but I do still think they're a real game. I think the big thing with gotcha games for me, right, or the reason why I kind of still play gotcha games is because they don't require as much of a time investment that a normal AAA title would, right? For a normal AAA title, I have to sit there and play for kind of like hours, right? I feel kind of more obligated to play there for hours because you're either invested into a story, you have a cutscene you're watching or something like that. Like Death Stranding, for example, right? You're sitting there for multiple hours of cutscenes and stuff like that. I think the same thing can be said for like even like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. You're still having to explore the world, but there are definitely cutscenes there, and you definitely want like a set amount of time to play the game versus gotcha games where I can kind of hop in, let something auto battle collect my resources. Then when I want to actually get into play the game, then it's there. I think it's kind of the best of both worlds. Even though it's not like really set up the best, I feel like gotcha games do fit that niche really, really well. Like Umame Masume, like you could definitely set that up and put it back down and like feel like you haven't really missed too much, and like there's not much of a skill gap there because when you put that in a game for a while, you do lose game mechanics, and then you have to kind of like retrain yourself to play the game, especially if you put the game down for a long time, like I said. So I can kind of understand it, but I think gotcha games are real games, and I think that's the main reason why I still play gotcha games and a lot of gotcha games at that. I try to play almost every new gotcha game that comes out. So I don't really agree with the notion that gotcha games aren't real games. They're not AAA games, and they're not the highest quality of game, but games nonetheless.
Am I in this position where I'm not playing these games? Why am I in this position where I feel like I can't spend the
Hmm.
time to
I
sit
understand that.
down and enjoy these games? And the answer that I came to and the conclusion that I came to is because right now I'm constantly chasing the schedule of whatever gotcha game I am covering. The
Mhm.
gotcha games I'm playing, Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail, and many other gotcha games will release patches every 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the
And
game.
I'll be honest with you guys as well. I think a lot of viewers don't understand this, that they don't really make content in the game and stuff like that. I'm not trying to sign entitled like I'm a content creator, but as of making content, rather regardless of how successful you are or not, if you're putting a lot of effort into your content and pumping out a lot of videos on these content, and you're a one-man team, honestly, you don't even really get to play the gotcha games you like that much because you're sitting there most of the time either scripting for a video, making a thumbnail for a video, editing a video, and you really don't even get to play the game that much. So I think that can also take a lot of the love out of the game because then you're watching the gameplay you've already kind of played without because but then you feel bad for jumping back into the game and playing more, even though it's kind of your job to do that, to make videos on the game, but then you're spending so much time editing it. Like it's definitely a duality, and I feel like a lot of content creators do lose the love for the games because of that aspect. I'm not even saying this like cause a pity party or whatever. I'm just trying to provide some insight to it because that's how I feel genuinely about a lot of the gotcha games I play, and that's why I play a lot of the gotcha games that I play off stream. Though I might be bringing them to video formats and not give a fuck, and then doing like short reviews, especially on the games that I play for like a couple days and then drop after that. So yeah, let's hop into
And with
here.
those patches come new characters, and
Yep.
my content's all centered around helping you guys understand those characters and build them to be very strong. So that way, you guys don't get completely taken advantage of and wiped off the face of the planet whenever you try to complete something like Memory of Chaos. So I really enjoy educating.
You
I
think
don't
people can't, dude? No, hey, don't tell that to the comment section, bro. There's zero
know how many
cycling
of you guys know this about me, but
with Arlon.
I'm actually a music educator, or I was a music educator. YouTube kind of took
The
off for me when I
Braxaphone
was in
plays
my
the
student
saxophone.
teaching. So
Surely,
I got my degree in music education, and I used to teach
bro's
kids
the band
during
director.
a student teaching section of my college career. But then after that, I was like, oh, I really like YouTube, and I really like teaching
Hmm.
people through YouTube. And so I've continued to make like guide videos for you guys for a really long time. And with HSR, it's been just over 2
Yeah.
years, but I started in Genshin, and Genshin, you guys probably noticed, but I don't cover Genshin anymore. The reason that I don't cover Genshin anymore is because the game doesn't have anything new to offer me
Yep.
that makes me want
Exactly.
to keep playing. They have a
I think that's the same for HSR for him as well now, and probably going to be the same for Zenless Zone Zero. Probably the same for most gotcha games. I think gotcha games genuinely have a very short lifespan in the grand scheme of things. I know there's a lot of people that like shill it out and play it all the time. I think generally a lot of these games do have a lot shorter lifespan because it's kind of like a repetitive nature, right? And honestly, whenever like the games get past a year, right, what are the main things you're asking for in the game? Not really things to be added in. A lot of things to be taken out of the game because it feels a lot clunkier and you want the to play the game more efficiently, right? I have very rarely seen comments of like, yo, add this cool new feature into the game, right? Whether that not quality of life, obviously. I think quality of life doesn't really add like content to the game, but I've never I've seen people like, oh, we want content, but most of it's like, hey, take the shit out of the game, take the shit out of the game, take the shit out of the game, or remove the blade from the game, like easy, remove the TV system, remove this, remove that. Like, like generally just like fixing the game rather than innovating on the game. That's how I feel about it.
A story that I think a lot of people are interested in, but for me, I can't really get behind gacha stories that are about selling the newest character.
Yeah.
And it really feels like so many of these characters are
Skip
introduced in
through it
gacha
then.
games just to be thrown away up until like a random event 3 years in the
I'll
future.
keep it a buck with you. I skip through almost every gacha game story unless it genuinely hooks me within like the first like little intro. I will skip through the whole shit. I
Or
don't
they come
care.
back with a couple dialogue.
Unless it's Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail a patch ago when you could skip it, then you have to click through it, spam click through it.
Lines, but it feels like most of these characters aren't even really a part of the world that much outside of serving the purpose of getting sales by being in the story and by fleshing out the characters. So like I understand they build the world, but it also kind of plays into this whole idea that every single main character in a gacha game is just a self-insert. And when I think about games that I really loved, like The Witcher 3, for example, that's about a guy who has a ton of development throughout the entire series that makes him who he is, and it makes him such an interesting character. So much more interesting than a self-insert could ever be. So honestly, just I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like self-inserts, and I don't really like stories that focus on side characters more than the main character. And that's not a Genshin specific problem. That's just
Yeah.
kind of why I'm not really interested in the Genshin story that much. And that's kind of all that's left of that game, because I've already beaten Abyss. I have all the characters that I wanted, and I'm kind of explorationed out. I'm not really too
Yeah, me
interested
too,
in
buddy.
facing exploration in that game. So like I'm kind of just done with it. And I fear that in Honkai Star Rail, I've kind of reached a similar point where off stream, I don't play that much outside of the CE server. Now, when the CE server comes, it takes up all
Keep it a buck with you guys. When I'm not making videos on HSR, I am not playing HSR. Genuinely at this point in like my gacha creation, I get on to try the new characters out. I get on to test new things whenever things come out or like things I'm genuinely interested in. But the number of times that is has been decreasing and decreasing. I can't tell you the amount of times my stam's been capped out. I don't really care for getting better relics on my account because I don't want my account to become like oversaturated with super good like relics and stuff like that. Because I do want my account to still be relatable to kind of like these newer players coming to the game, like these mid-level players coming to the game. So I don't want to like max out my characters like the best stats in the world. I know these sweats are gonna be like, oh, you fucking suck ass. Yeah, that's why you can't beat shit. This is why you can't zero cycle. Fuck that. I'm trying to relate to the casual player and trying to play the game like a casual player, but I've been finding myself to do that less and less now. It's like I log into the game maybe once or twice a week now, and that's about it. So click there. Now I do play for like an hour or 2 or 3 hours, depending on what's out in the game when I do log in. But regardless of that, I log in a lot less now than I used to.
my free time and to spend all of my time on the CE server testing out characters to bring you guys guide videos that
Yeah.
I believe in and that hopefully help you guys a lot. But nowadays it is very difficult for me to even write these guides. Like I'm really struggling to sit down, test a character a bunch, and then like just write up the video script and edit the video. And what I've kind of realized is that this isn't burnout. I mean, I've been burnt out before. I burn out over and over and over when I push.
I think you're burnt out in the
too
game.
hard.
I don't
This
think it's necessarily that he's burnt out on content. He's just burned out on the game in general, probably. I think there's two different types of burnout there. I think I'm burnt out in the game
is
too. I
just
understand that.
how it is. This is just gotcha games. And unfortunately for me, what I fear has happened
We're just kind of done with the game. That's kind of how it was with Cookie Run
is
Kingdom.
the creator experience server coming out weeks ahead of a character's release not only takes away the hype of getting to do everything with the community when the character comes out, but it also means that I have to spend weeks ahead of the character's release prepping content, and it makes it so when the character comes out, I don't actually want to play the character. But not only that, making the guides themselves takes me like a week. And because there's multiple characters that release some patches, and because I'm also doing Wuthering Waves, I've realized that like I don't think I can do it anymore. I have one of the greatest jobs in the world, and I'll never take that for granted. I appreciate the hell out of you guys, and I'm so glad that I can make YouTube videos for my living. It's amazing. But I also come to realize that like any job that you really just don't like doing probably isn't worth doing unless you
True.
absolutely have to. And I know that if I put my time and efforts into either a game I'm enjoying more at a time or content that I know I'm enjoying more at the time, I'm going to make better content. And I
For
think
sure.
as long as
For
there
sure.
are
I think
people-
that's the sentiment everywhere. But I also don't think that highly edited equals better content either. I think better content just comes from you enjoying the game and like you genuinely enjoying the game, because I do think that is expressed in the videos whenever you're talking about the games you enjoy versus the games you don't enjoy.
Like you guys who are interested in my content, I can really find a way to make YouTube a super enjoyable and fulfilling job in basically any niche. So with that said, going forward, you guys, I'm going to be taking a temporary hiatus from Honkai Star Rail guides. And
Do
the
it.
reason is because
Fuck it.
I want to...
Don't make them again. You know, hey, more views for me, right? You know, no, but for real, don't make the guides if you don't enjoy making the guides.
Fall
You
in love
know,
with gaming again, find my passion for gaming again, and get to play some of these amazing things that I feel like I've missed out on trying to keep up with the gacha patch cycle. I want to make better content for you guys, but I don't think I can do that anymore on Honkai Star Rail guides, at least not right now. It's possible that maybe in the future I will enjoy Honkai Star Rail guide making again to the extent that I did when the game first released, and I'll be able to put out
Oh,
those
that one,
guides,
bud.
but right now I'm just not feeling it. The videos that
Hey guys, he's just letting you off easy. He is not coming back to guys. Hey, buddy, I'm not trying to put words. Hey, he's not coming back to you guys. You guys are cooked. No more Braxaphone guides, guys. I quit, is what he said. He said, I quit.
enjoyed making the most over these past few months have been the game reviews. I really enjoyed making that Duet Night Abyss video. I scripted, voiced, recorded, and played all of that Duet Night Abyss footage that you see in that entire video. It was all done by me. The Warframe video as well. I did that one entirely by myself. The Etheria restart video I did pass off to an editor, and they did a great job, but I think that if I edited that one, I also would have enjoyed it a little bit better as well.
So.
What I really like doing is talking about games, and a lot of the time,
I like talking
that
about games
means
too.
I have to play the game, or I get to play the game is an even better way to
Exactly what I said. When you're a content creator, I'm not trying to fucking cause any pity party here, like I said, but you don't really get to play the game that much as you would think because you're having to make fucking content on it.
But for me, I'm looking forward to so many games on the horizon. There's so many games I haven't played, and I really just want to reclaim gaming for myself because I haven't been able to do that.
I feel the same way, Brax.
Following this patch schedule, it has been quite exhausting for me. If you guys,
hey guys, we're about to be into our real, I mean real, gotcha grimer arc right now. We're just doing, obviously, also have the content for Honkai Star Rail and stuff, and Zinland Zone Zero. But like, hey, the gotcha slops coming out, guys. We're going to all these unknown gotcha games, all these fucking dog shit gotcha games, and giving reviews on them. That's what I'm doing.
Quality and the funny jokes and everything that are in my guide videos, I just can't do that stuff live. I can't make it easier for me to make that content. I've already optimized it all that I can. And it's just not what I want to do anymore. At least not right now. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is I'm going to be making some videos about new games that are upcoming.
Hell yeah.
Once I find a game that I really enjoy, that I really want to latch onto, that I have a super big interest in, I'll probably cover that game as well. When I was streaming talking about this yesterday at twitch.tv/Brax, I did get a question in chat and they were asking, well, won't Hoyoverse like be upset about this? Isn't this like big for Hoyoverse? So let's talk about Hoyoverse contracts and how working with these companies has been. The first thing I need to say is that the idea that I'm on some kind of contract with Hoyoverse is a huge misconception. I've never been on a long-term contract with Honkai Star Rail once, not a single time.
Okay, so
sometimes
I will say, okay, before he even says this, I can tell you guys what, in my experience, what I get from Hoyoverse. Some of the times it's normally like really short term, like signing an NDA and like producing videos for them, for like a certain patch, and like you'll do it for that patch, and you have to redo that every single patch they want you back for, or at least that in my case, that's my experience, and generally payouts for it are kind of abysmal. I'm not gonna lie, and I can definitely tell that Hoyoverse going down the drain because of this one. Anyways, so back when Miyabi released, right, they offered me a place to like, hey, you can come into the server and you can come play with Miyabi. You can play with all the new characters coming out. Don't show this content, but we want you to make both videos on both Miyabi and Haramasa. We want you to make a guide for both of these characters or a video for both these characters, and then you can post it on this date, right? Without including this information, send it in to us. Let's approve it and yada, 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 stuff like that. Normal contract stuff, right? But then they're like, okay, but we want to pay you. I actually took this, by the way. Maybe kind of dumb. I wanted to get into the server just because I hadn't got into it. But anyways, that's besides the point. They paid me in gems, whatever the polychromes. They gave me polychromes. They didn't actually give me any money for it. Now, where I can really tell that Hoyoverse is kind of going downhill because of this is because I actually got offered to do it for the newest patch in ZZZ as well, which is the Yuzuha and Alice collab, or the Yuzuha and Alice characters coming out into the game to get into the closed beta for that. But they offered me nothing. They said, hey, we want you to come in and make a video, but we will not be giving you compensation at all for this. You can come make this one video and whatever other videos you want to make, as long as they get approved, you can post them. You have this early access, but no compensation. But we want you to make this video. So, yeah. Hoyoverse contract's kind of fucking cooked, especially for small content creators. He's a lot bigger, so he probably gets paid money, but it is kind of shitty that the Hoyoverse is not paying the creators actual money, but instead of Stellar Jades or Polychromes and stuff like that. And I'm sure it doesn't help with people like me taking an offer for fucking Polychromes instead of asking for money. But hey, yo, Yamiholic, fucking cooked. Maybe I just shot myself in the ass for future like talkings with them. But hey, yo, is what it is, I guess. Is what it is, I guess. Let's hear what Brax has to say about this.
Is commission from them to make a video. And that commission, you can think of it like a sponsorship where
Mm-hmm.
they're like, hey, we'll pay you to make this video. But the difference with the commission is that they're not actually over my shoulder telling me what I can and can't say outside of things that are like a beta NDA, right? So like
Yeah,
if there's
okay,
a
yeah,
character
same
that's
here.
not out yet, but I have access to them, I can't talk about them, right? Until the embargo's up. But in the case of where I say my
Basically.
opinion on a character, as long as it's not blatantly wrong, they don't care. Like if I came out and I said Acheron is actually a terrible unit when she released, they'd probably be like, you should reevaluate that. I think they would have even still let me release the video, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I think they would have probably given me some feedback there, right? But there seems to be this huge misconception where
do
everyone
get
thinks I'm on
feedback.
some kind of HSR contract. I am not. All of my opinions on HSR have always been my own. I've always really loved HSR.
Oh, he didn't talk about
I
the
thought
money.
it was
Fuck.
a super fun game.
I overshot my
Times
shot
have
there.
changed, my feelings have changed, and that's
Wait,
all. If
pause,
you're dumb enough to think
pause,
that I'm
pause.
lying about that, if
Guys,
you
what's that? Is that what I think it is? Hold on. Enhance. Hold on, guys. Enhance. What is that? Is that what I think it is? What is that, guys? Is that a plug? Is that a plug? What is that? Get my eye on you, Brax. Get my fucking eye on you, Brax. I don't know what the fuck that is, buddy. It's scaring me, though. It's scaring me,
want to
though.
keep putting on your tinfoil hat and keep shit talking me and adding me and try to rage bait me or whatever. Like, I don't care. I just assume
Hoyo Shill! He's a Hoyo Shill!
It makes it easier to cope with the fact that people are that stupid.
Yeah, people are retarded.
They never paid me to say that every new character was broken or anything. It's just that they did have a blatant power creep issue with the newer units coming out, and that they all were just better than the old characters.
Yeah, they were.
There have been a lot of changes and lack of changes to Honkai Star Rail that I don't like. I think it is ridiculous that it took them this long to make a skip button for the story. For sure. I'm glad they added it. I think that relic presets need to be a thing. There is absolutely
there's no reason. Dude, it's so ass. It is so ass going in and manually fucking swapping. Cry me a fucking river, I know, but damn. Please add it in. Wuthering Waves has it. I think even Genshin had come. Oh, bro, we're the ass of Hoyoverse now. Oh, fuck. This is so bad.
Not to be some. I'm pretty sure the business reason for there not being relic presets is because they want to keep up player retention, which happens when you change all of your relic sets to speed tune characters. We know what speed tuning is now. We should be able to quick swap relic sets, but they don't want us doing that, I'm pretty sure.
Fucking bullshit.
I would love to be proven wrong,
fucking
though,
bullshit.
The
Fuck
endgame
your player
content
retention.
is quite stale. There's a lack of events. I mean, there are events, but there's not as many
there's
events
reused.
as there used to be. And of course, there's the power creep problem. Like, there's a lot of issues
a lot
with
of adventures
Honkai Star
reused.
Rail. I think it's still quite an enjoyable game for like a couple hundred hours, though. And that's why I've been
I think for a new player, it's really fucking fun. But I think for an old player, that shit blows dick.
Because I really genuinely enjoyed the game. I just got tired of making guide videos. There was never really a monetary incentive from the company for me to play Honkai Star Rail. I get paid like actual pennies from them by comparison to what other brands are paying me. They pay me like not even minimum wage. I think they pay me like a 15th of my rate that I get from other companies.
God damn.
When I take sponsorships from them. And if I was just doing videos for Honkai Star Rail and I wasn't taking any sponsors at all, I wouldn't be able to afford the mortgage that I have or the rent that I had before. So
wait, what?
I don't know. I wanted to clear that up. I don't think people are gonna believe me.
No shot. How you get 100,000 views per video? He makes good ass money, probably even just off of ad revenue alone, if I had to guess. Because, like, from the small amount of views I get, amplifying that even more, he has to make a lot more money than that, no? If I were to judge, like, I think some of my videos that have, like, 100,000 views on them, they make, well, maybe not. Because the videos that I have, that have, like, around 100,000 views, or even close to that, make about 100, 200 bucks. So maybe not. Maybe the ad revenues increase because he has, I don't know, more. I don't know. I really don't know.
Though.
Maybe so. I don't know.
So I guess it is what it is, right? The amount of money that Hoyoverse is paying me is not enough to keep me making videos. The reason I made videos is because I was going to make them anyways, and the fact they were paying me was a nice little bonus on the side.
For sure.
I think people need to, go interact with a real human being every once in a
Exactly.
while. Some of the stuff you see online is just insane, man. But I'll tell you
Ah,
who
it's
I
because
do
they
have a
can't say it to your fucking face. I bet they wouldn't say it to your fucking face, little pussy boys. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They're sitting behind their fucking little keyboard. Nah, you know,
contract
like
with.
that.
It's Curo Games. Right now, I'm working with them to make some character guides. It's actually been a thing for a while. And you know what? I actually really do like working with Curo. I think they've given me a lot of great opportunities. This whole thing about like contracts and being evil and lying to people, I don't know where it came
Oh,
from. I've never had a single person complain about me being on a Curo contract, and I've talked
yeah.
about being on a Curo contract, but I keep getting people complaining that I'm on the Hoyoverse
Because
contract, but I'm
contract
not
equals Hoyo
on a
shill.
Hoyoverse contract. So I don't really know what's up with that. But anyways, I guess the reason I mentioned the Kuro thing is because I am going to continue to make Wuthering Waves guides basically until that contract's up, and then I'll decide what I want to do from there.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
not
makes
just a
sense.
Honkai Star Rail issue. I actually just think I've gotten bored of making guides in general, and I
That
would
take a lot
like
of
to
time
make
and
some
effort.
other content. I would like
It
to
take a
talk
lot of
about
time
some
and effort
other
to make.
games as well. But with that said, we'll see what happens because I have been enjoying playing Wuthering Waves quite a bit more recently. Actually, basically just since 2.0, I've been enjoying Wuthering Waves like a heck of a lot more than I enjoyed at launch. But either
Mm-hmm.
way, I just don't
Let's
really
do the
want that
guys.
to
Sorry.
be all of my content. I really had such an awakening with the Duet Abyss video, the Warframe video, the Ethereal Restart video, where I'm like, I
I'll tell
just
you one
like
thing,
talking
guys. Sorry for speeding up the video. For me, I don't know why it is, but like since I edit my videos in 2x speed, it's very hard for me to watch videos
about
in
games. I
1x
just
speed
really want
now.
to talk about them. I want to play them, and I want to bring you guys like game news and stuff too. So that's the direction we're going. And honestly, I'm a little
Yeah,
bummed I
that's
couldn't make
great.
this video more entertaining. I've thought about like a bunch
But
of
you
ways
don't
how
need
do I
to.
break the news to them and make
You
it
know
more
what?
interesting.
You don't need to make it entertaining. I think as long as you're speaking from your heart to your audience, or you're just speaking as yourself to your audience, I don't think that needs to be highly edited. Just like put it out there. The quality is you wanting to talk about the things you want to talk about. I mean, obviously, there's some like obviously video quality, like audio quality, stuff like that. But like, I don't think it needs to be highly edited to do
Mistake.
this.
So that way it ends on a happy note. But realistically, guys, I think it is only a happy note if you guys are here for me and not just for my HSR
Exactly,
guide videos. So for
100%.
some of us, this is going to be goodbye, and I acknowledge that, and I recognize that, and I appreciate every
Fuck
single one of you
'em.
guys who stuck with me through
L.
all of my guide videos, whether it was Genshin, whether it was HSR, whether it was Wuthering Waves. But going forward,
I'm gonna give it a buck. I don't even think you need to make a video saying you're not gonna do guide content. I guess he's a bigger community though, and if I guess if I was in his position and made a lot of guide content, my main thing was guide content. I stopped making, and people were asking where guide content's at. I don't know. I don't think you need to start to make a video. I think if it depends on how you take to the comments, like when people keep asking you about it and keep asking about it. I mean, you could do both routes. I feel like, but
really
maybe
need
that's
to
just
reclaim
me.
this for myself so that way I can be happier and make even better videos. Because at the end of the day, I want to talk about what I want to talk about, but it makes me the most happy to be able to make
For
a really
sure.
good video on it. Does that mean I'm quitting gacha forever? No. I mean, the thing is, even though gacha games can get stale after a while, I really am looking forward to Arknight's Enfield. That game plays differently from any of the other gachas we have right now. And what you guys do
I think playing new gachas is always a great experience. Genuinely, I think if you get a good gacha on a release, it's good. I think the problem where most gachas fail at is in-game. I feel like the in-game blows for most gacha games, and that's where the kind of the fun ends at, right? Like you get your initial like couple hundred hours out, it's really fun, and then you get out. I think that's the approach that I'll be taking to most gacha games from now on, is playing them until the in-game, and then beating the in-game, and then after the in-game, just stopping playing. That's kind of like my
at the
approach.
end of the day,
I think
gacha is a
now.
monetization method that affects gameplay. But if a game is just good and interesting
Yeah,
and worth
for
putting a
sure.
couple hundred hours into, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna enjoy every
I
second
agree.
that I can get out of those games. And when I stop enjoying them, maybe it's time to play something else, you know. But I'll be covering
Yeah.
Arknight's Enfield most likely, assuming that game didn't change
Don't be an
drastically from last
MTash,
beta.
is
And I'm also
basically
looking
the
forward to Blue
saying.
Protocol Star Resonance, despite all of the issues that it looks like that game is going to have.
Yo,
Either way, if you guys are here
yeah.
just for HSR guides and I'm not gonna see you anymore until I come back to HSR and doing guides, then thank you so much for everything, and I will see you guys later. But if you guys are here for this next chapter,
Hell
where
yeah,
we switch up what
Brax.
we're doing a little bit, I look forward to seeing you all on the other side. If you guys
Hell
have
yeah,
awesome
dude.
games that you think are like lesser known, more niche, or you think need the attention of
For
a bigger
sure.
YouTube channel, let me know in the comments. I really want to. I wanna know what's
Genuinely,
worth my
what
time.
I would like to see Brax do is the approach like kind of like Vulcan does, but probably like Vulcan does. I think Vulcan does it the best, where Vulcan just plays a lot of different gacha games. I think shining a light on a lot of different gacha games could really open up the space and bring a lot more exposure to other gacha games within the space. And I think if bigger content creators were to do something like that, I think it could give, players that maybe only played Hoyoverse titles and are like these Hoyo shills, maybe start showing them what other games are like, so then they could start, actually criticizing the games that they're playing instead of shitting on everyone else that has like a different opinion than them. I think if you could shine a light onto other gacha games, I think that is the best approach. Oh, I feel like that's what I would want to see. because I think that's what I want to do with my content as well, is start shining more of a light on other gacha games, more niche gacha games that a lot of people don't know about that are good, like Uma Musume. Well, that's kind of exploded now, but Uma Musume, before it got big and popular, was a really good game. Things like Haikyuu Touch the Dream. I think that is one of the most favorite gacha games that I have ever played, and it is getting a global release very, very soon, and I plan on playing that because Haikyuu Touch the Dream, it is just an interesting and fun gacha game that you can play. Like, I think there are so many interesting gacha games out there, and I'm not doing justice for them right now, obviously, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head right now. But I think shining a light on those games and bringing more of an audience to those games could be good for the whole gacha space, to give people more insight onto what other gacha games function, or how other gacha games function, and how these other gacha games are played, how the development teams work, so that you can more harshly criticize or give better feedback to, you know, like Hoyo and stuff like that, which is what I would say is the golden standard of gacha games right now. Anyways.
I'm playing. I'm going to catch up on my list that I have right now, but
Sure.
I'd love to make a video on Wizardry Variants Daphne, or even Rememento White Shadow. So thank you guys again. I appreciate the heck out of you. I'll see you in the next video. And
See you next one.
It'll be a lot more fun.
Oh yeah. Hey, yo, thanks, Brax, for that video, brother. Guys, go subscribe to Braxaphone if you haven't already. I mean, like, I don't know why I'm saying this. Bro has 400,000 subscribers. Regardless of that, all of his information will be in the comment section of the description down below, guys. So make sure you go like the video, subscribe to the video, give your thoughts on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you guys feel about Braxaphone leaving the space, and just Honkai Star Rail creators in general leaving the space? Because I think that's what's happening, a max exodus of creators leaving the space. Anyways, guys, Braxaphone has quit Honkai Star Rail, guys. He's quit. He's fucking done. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye-bye.